Good afternoon, everyone. My group and I chose the topic respiratory system for our 3D model and presentation. We chose this model because it helps the children see each part clearly and understand how air moves through the body. We will begin by showing the pupils the model and ask simple questions like, what do you think this shows? Or, which part do we use to breathe? This will get them thinking and ready for the lesson. Next, we will use the labels on the model to identify the main parts of the respiratory system. We will point to the nasal cavity, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, alveoli, and the right and left lobes of the lungs. As we point to each part, the pupils will repeat the name so they can learn and remember it. We will then demonstrate how breathing works using the pump attached to the model. When we squeeze the pump, it shows how air enters the nasal cavity, travels down the trachea, and moves into the lungs. When we release it, it represented air leaving the lungs. This helps pupils understand that breathing is simple air moving in and out. After that, we will explain the process step by step. Air enters through the nose, goes down the trachea, spits into the bronchi, moves into the bronchus, and finally reaches the alveoli, where oxygen goes into the blood. As we explain each step, we will point to the part on the model. We will then invite pupils to come and interact with the model. They can point out the parts and squeeze the pump themselves. This hands-on activity will help them remember what they learned. Finally, we will ask a few questions to check their understanding, such as where does air enter first, and which part carries air to the lungs. This will help me know if they understood the content. The model makes the lesson more visual, interactive, and easier for pupils to understand how the respiratory system works. How I made the respiratory system model. Today I will explain how I made this respiratory system model. I'd use simple material that each part of the system could be seen clearly and understood easily. First, we started by making the base. We drew the shapes of the upper body on a piece of Javelite and cut it out. Then we covered it with brown felt to make the background for the lungs and other part. Next, we made the lungs using Javelites. We drew and cut out two lungs shapes, one for the